My people, come. He married her for papers, not for love. Today's gist is an interesting one. When Ifunanya and Daniel met, she believed God has finally answered her prayers. She was just 32 years old, working 2 jobs in London, sending money home to her parents in Nigeria. Life abroad was not easy at all. The cold weather, the long shift, the loneliness. She endured it all because she believed that one day she would build something meaningful. Then she met this handsome bobo. His name is Daniel. At a friend's birthday party. He was so charming, soft-spoken, attentive. He listened when she talked. He noticed small things like how she preferred tea over coffee, how she hated working alone at night, how she missed home-cooked jollof rice. He told her not to worry. Within few months, they were inseparable. He told her he had just arrived in the UK and was struggling with his visa status. Don't forget that this guy has a plan before. He said he needs stability. He said he wanted to build a life with her. He spoke about marriage early. Red flag. But in a way that felt serious and desperate. Imagine. I don't want to waste your time, he told her. When a man knows, he knows. Ifunanya believed him. They had a small wedding ceremony. Nothing extravagant. Just close friends and a pastor. She wore a simple white gown. He cried during his vows. Aww. Or at least, he thought he did. After the wedding, things began to shift slowly. At first, Daniel became distant. He was always on the phone. He stopped coming home early. When she asked questions, he accused her of being insecure. Why are you always suspicious? He was snapped. I married you. Isn't that enough? As if that marriage was something too big for her. She silenced her doubts. 6 months later, Daniel insisted they begin processing his residency papers. He needed her financial documents, her employment records, proof that their marriage was genuine. She provided everything. She defended him during interviews. She rehearsed their love story with immigration officers. She described their future plans with excitement. She didn't even know she was the only one inside this believed future. One night, she came back home earlier than usual. The house was quiet. Daniel wasn't there, but his laptop was opened on the dining table. She didn't even mean to look at it. She really didn't. But something nudged her. Her hands trembled as she scrolled through his messages. There it was. A conversation with a woman saved as Queen, my love. The message were recent, intimate, just a little longer. Daniel had written, once my papers are sorted, I am leaving. I can't even keep pretending to her. Ifunanya felt the room spin. Pretending with her. There was a voice note too. In one, Daniel laughed and said, she thinks I married her for love. She didn't even know she was my ticket. Her ticket. Her chest tightened as if someone had pressed all the air out of her lungs. The man she prayed with, the man she defended, the man she shared her bed with, married her for documents. Not love, not compassion, not for future, not just for papers. When Daniel came home that night, she was sitting in the living room, silent. She didn't scream. She didn't cry. She just asked one question. Was any of this even real? He froze. Then he tried to deny it. Then he blamed her. Then he said she misunderstood. Then he grew angry. But the evidence were clear. Eventually, the truth spilled out in fragments. He had a girlfriend before meeting her. He needed legal status to remain in the country. His friend had suggested marriage. She was stable, she was kind, she was financially responsible. She was convenient. He convinced himself he might eventually grow to love her, but he never did. The months that followed were heavy, not just because the marriage was ending, but because Ifunanya felt really foolish. She replayed every memory in her head: the proposal, the wedding day, the vows, the night she prayed with him. Were the tears fake? Don't forget he cried on the wedding day. Were the promises rehearsed? The betrayal wasn't just romantic, it was calculated, strategic, intentional. Divorce proceedings began quietly. Immigration authorities were notified. Daniel moved out, and Ifunanya was left alone in the apartment they once shared. But something surprisingly happened in that loneliness. After the anger, after the shame, after the immolation, came clarity. She realized she has not been weak after all. She had been loving, she had not been stupid, she had been trusting. The crime were not in her capacity, but she just loved deeply. The crime was in his willingness to exploit it. Daniel eventually got his papers through other means, but he lost something greater: a woman who would have stood beside him through storms. And Ifunanya did not just lose the marriage, she kept her dignity. If you discover that your spouse married you for documents, what would you do? Is using someone for immigration status a form of emotional abuse? Should Ifunanya have reported him immediately or handled it privately? Can someone who marries for convenience ever truly love later? What is your take?